Hey guys, welcome back. Earlier this month, my friend picked up this Rolex Datejust 116-300, and this is a modern day new 41mm Datejust, and I could not resist but to pair it up with my Tudor Pelagos, and I wanted to show you how these two watches work together beautifully. And we were discussing the watches and Datejust 41, and we had some vintage Datejust, and we had two vintage white 36mm Datejust. But these two watches here, when you just pair them side by side, they do indeed make a perfect watch collection, two-piece watch collection, and we both agreed. And I think this is if you don't have any other watches, or you have a bunch of watches, smaller pieces, you could this is something definitely you can strive to have, and definitely something I can strive to have. And these two watches are the perfect modern day two-piece watch collection today, when the watch collection is focused on quality rather than quantity. And we have here two wonderful pieces that can cover you in all aspects and places in life. And I think it's just beautiful two watches that are working individually or side by side. You can, granted, you can have either one of these watches and be happy, and they can serve your purpose. This is a new Datejust 41mm and a Tudor Pelagos two-liner with the ETA movement, the mine, and yeah, they are done very nicely, and the quality in bracelets is. The Datejust bracelet is made completely out of stainless steel and superbly done, superbly finished. I removed the spring bar from this here clasp, and I'm sorry I haven't took a photo of that spring bar, but even the spring bar is super nice and super high quality, and the clasp is done beautifully. The Tudor one is made of titanium, but I think that this Datejust bracelet is one notch nicer. Maybe because I like the stainless steel more, I prefer the stainless steel, but in terms of quality, they're both out of this world, and one of the best band bracelets I ever had. And the watch, it's a combination of polish finish and satin finish. This is a used watch, and mine is also. You can see on the Tudor Pelagos here, we have their glide lock system, the band, but nevertheless, these two watches are just awesome. Tudor is perfect for everyday beating around. It's a perfect beater. I called it in one of my reviews. I called it the perfect tool watch, and the higher upper luxury segment you can get. It's a dive watch. It's a 500-meter water resistant watch diver tool watch with a sturdy ETA movement, and it's just great, and it has this super cool extension band. And here with the watch with the crown, you can see it's a bit more elegant and it's a bit more nicer band that a little bit tapers down. And overall, I think the Rolex Datejust bracelet is nicer, but we are not here to compare them versus 1, 2, because they are not very much from the same realm. I'm just here to show you these two watches and to share my excitement when I flicked up these two together. We brought a bunch of watches here to show and talk watches, but I found these two that can work beautifully as a two-piece collection, a beater and a fancy watch. That can be a beater for someone, but it's just too nice to be a beater. And you can see it plays perfectly. It plays beautiful in the wrist. And the 41 size, it's kind of hard to after 36mm Datejust you put a 41. It's kind of weird, but after a while you get used to it, and it's just just a beauty on your wrist. And this is also a Tudor. That's a 42 mils, and it just works great. So if you're a guy who if you always wanted a Datejust, but you kind of have issues with 36mm, I still prefer 36mm, I think. But these two watches are just gorgeous two pieces to have in your collection. And check this out. Yeah. So perfect. You can have one for every day. EDC. My name is edcgunner on YouTube here. The EDC stands for everyday carry, and for the items you have and carry with you every day. And both of these watches can play that role, but I think the Tudor Pelagos is a better tool watch overall. It is a tool watch, and this here other Datejust 41 is for everything else. It can play for jeans, t-shirt. I can see myself wearing a white t-shirt, jeans, and this Datejust as well. Also, I can see myself wearing a suit, tux or whatnot, and having this Datejust on. Maybe a white dial would be nicer. My favorite Datejust is a white dial, and however, this one here is it's not a scrape metal as well. It's a really nice. The blue shade on this Datejust is a little bit paler. You cannot see it on this video, but on the daily light it's a bit more pale than I really would prefer, and this is a little bit of a lightning, and you can see it plays nice, so it looks nicer in the evening setting as well. But there's no mistake. Either you pick any of these two watches, but I think ideally the two-piece collection, you don't have to worry about the maintenance, the reliability, the no hustle. People like Rolex because it's such a watch that requires zero issues. It has a robust movement, and it's easy to service, whether you send it to Rolex or to independent watchmaker. It's very serviceable, it's easy, and Tudor Pelagos with the ETA movement here, two-liner, is even more easier to service. So I just want you to take a look at this picture here and admire the beauty and cohesion, how these two watches are working together. They're just gorgeous, and I could spend hours just looking at these two watches and their second hands gliding over the dial. Just work beautiful. And the background, we have a 236mm Datejust. One is vintage, that belongs to me, and one is 16234 with sapphire. And they in the background now, standing next to this 41, they look like two Seiko 5 watches, and they look so ridiculously small and minuscule next to these two. They look like two Seiko 5s. So I had my reservations about Rolex 41 Datejust, and I think I still prefer the 36 just because of the proportions and everything else, but this one makes these two guys in the background so small, so minuscule. They look like kids watches now. However, whatever you pick, whatever watch you pick, the Datejust is no mistake, and the Pelagos is also. You cannot make a mistake with either of these two watches. And I believe in 2009, ever since the 45th year, what a year was they just released. Don't quote me, but I think it's 1945. It was always 36 mils, 1945, but in 2009 they updated the size, and they came out with Datejust 41. And Datejust has always been a bestseller, but this here is just a bit bigger for the guys who prefer larger ones. This is here on the left 16234, and you just don't want to have these watches. They're beautiful. I prefer 36 Datejust. My favorite Datejust is 36 mil wide dial, silver dial, and I could work with 41 with that one as well, with the new one, but I think the wide dial is more classical. However, this blue dial is such a stunner, and all the women I shown it to loved it. I had my reservation, especially when I first saw it, but it kind of grew on me every day, every minute, every second, and now I absolutely love it. I just wish the dial was a little bit darker, and again, this just like you can see on the video, it's perfect, but on the daylight, when you take it outside, it's a little bit pale. However, these two pieces, I think they are just perfect collection, two-piece collection one can have, one can strive to have, and one can enjoy and get the most joy, because sometimes in life less is more, and with these two watches you get a lot of watch for the money.